Beautiful people, how are you guys this morning? I just finished teaching my 8 classes today. My first one didn't get booked. It's been weird. That hasn't. Usually all my classes get booked, but for some reason in the last few days, my 4:30 a.m. class, I think once or twice it hasn't gotten booked. But anyway, we'll see. Not a big deal. But yeah, I had a good morning. One of my students that I taught this morning is my student with whom I have the closest relationship to, in the sense that I talk to her the most. All my students are close to me. My regular students are all they're all my favorite students. I feel the same love for all of them. But with her, I have the closest relationship with her because I talk to her the most. So she was 10 minutes late today, and I was wondering what happened to her. And then when she came, she told me it was because she said, she goes, I was poo-pooing. So she took the class on the toilet. And this has happened. I mean, if you work with kids online, you've probably you've probably seen this and taught classes where the child is in the bathroom on the toilet. And yeah, it's just a part of life, right? So, and sometimes when that happens, I try not to look too much or give it too much attention, because sometimes it distracts me, or sometimes I don't have pleasant thoughts about it. So I try not to, or sometimes I won't even look at the camera when I see that the child, sometimes I just, I try not to look, just out of respect. As well. Another class that I had was with one of my other regular students, and he is so adorable. He's obsessed with cars. And today he showed me a clay car that he made that is actually a piggy bank. And he was like, "What is piggy bank?" Because when I told him, "Oh, that's a piggy bank. I see a piggy bank." And then I showed him pictures of piggy banks on my phone, and he was like, "Oh, piggy bank." Yeah. So I love when my students ask me questions. I mean, children are naturally curious, and I think when they start to feel comfortable with you, they start to ask you, what is elbow? What is neck? Like, even in their conversation with you, they will ask you, what is that? What does that mean? And that's a really great sign. I always want our children, all children, to ask questions and to feel comfortable asking questions, because if they're asking questions, then I know that they know that questions are welcome. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, growing from a child to an adult, somehow we learn that questions are not welcome, or we feel ashamed for asking questions, and we won't ask questions in class. Like I was the kid in class that I would rather not know the answer and then look foolish or look dumb or ask a question that I thought was a stupid question or a dumb question. And I'm so glad I'm not that person anymore. I literally, in my conversation with anyone now, whether it's my partner, my friend, somebody older than me, somebody younger than me, I'll ask, "Oh, what does that word mean?" Like, if I don't know, I'll ask right away. I don't have any shame around learning anymore. At least I don't think so. But yeah, that's a topic for another video. But anyway, I'm reminded by the student that I taught last today in my session of teaching, because she is really good at asking questions, and she communicates with whatever English she knows. She feels comfortable using whatever vocabulary she knows, whatever English she knows, to actually express herself. And I think that is so beautiful, because when you learn a new language, in order to learn and master a language, you have to feel comfortable making mistakes, and not only making mistakes, but using whatever you know to communicate, right? If you only know how to say head, and you want to say touch your head, then you use your hand to signal. You figure out a way to use whatever language you know, and I just use body language, but even verbally, you can say hand, head, hand, head, just to whatever you know that is related to what you are trying to communicate, you can express what you're trying to say. And that's such a beautiful thing. I've witnessed that with a lot of kids, and when they feel comfortable expressing themselves and whatever limited English they know, I really feel good about that, because I know that that's not easy. I know that takes a certain level of comfort, so I definitely appreciate it when I see it. So I had a good morning. I taught 8 classes today, and I saw a lot of my regular students today. I just have really, really close and awesome relationships with them, and they're all my babies. I call all students baby. It just comes out of my mouth, even if it's a new student that I just met. I actually did have a new student today, and I worked on the L sound with her. Now, if you teach Chinese students English, some children may have difficulty with the L sound, and I practice this with them by showing them my tongue. So in the lesson today with the new student, we learned plain, and when she was saying it, it would sound like prain. So when I practiced the L sound with her, I would show her that the tongue comes out plain, and it really helped her to separate the letters and say the sound of each letter individually. So first we did p, and then l. Usually when we do L, so the tongue doesn't actually come out of the mouth, but in order to help children understand how to make this sound, I actually stick my tongue out and I will say p, l, la, p, l, ain. So as we practiced that, she was able to grasp it and actually make the L sound and say plain correctly. So that was really awesome. That was nice to not the actual correction itself, but the fact that she was able to do it and make progress. That's a beautiful thing for both a child and an adult to witness, I think. So yeah, that was my morning. I hope you guys are having a great teaching session. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.